so-called wise people that he met. What should I do? Now I'm in this predicament. And some people told him, oh, you should drink boiling hot ghee and kill yourself. And then in your next life you can be born as a Hindu. That's the best solution for you. And then others said, no, you don't, it's not such a big deal. You don't need to do that. And then he happened to meet Mahaprabhu and asked him what he thought. And Mahaprabhu said, don't worry about anything. Go to Vrindavan and take Krishna now. Just take the name of Krishna. So then he went to Vrindavan, and then in Vrindavan he took on this very wonderful service of taking care of the Vaishnavas who would come from Bengal to visit Vrindavan. So that's what we're coming to here now. And this started because Mahaprabhu completed his teachings to Sanatana Goswami, and he, practically converted the whole of Varanasi. And then he was about to leave Varanasi, and Mahaprabhu instructed Sanatan, go to Vrindavan now, and one service I'm especially asking of you is to take care of the devotees who come to visit, from the visiting pilgrims. He said, my devotees, they're very poor. They don't have much money. They come with some water pot and some torn blanket. They don't have anything. Please, you take care of them. So then that kind of segued into the story of Subudhi. Subudhi Rai actually arrived to Vrindavan before Rupa and Sanatan, and he actually received and took care of Rupa Goswami and maybe Sanatana Goswami also when they first arrived. So we're going to hear that now. Jai Shri Gurudev. Rasa Vrindavanam Vande Krishna Rasa Prabhum Tata Chanavatar Chaitanya Leela Vistar Karino Dvonityananda Prabja Kadunarena Bhushito Vyaktachano Burachincho Vavande Vyasarupino Shri Guru Gaur Gandharva Govindas Chaganai Saha Jayanti Patakas Ch.Ch Sarvesham Gurunartina. So Mahaprabhu told him, go to Vrindavan and chant the Hare Krishna mantra constantly. When you are situated at the lotus feet of Krishna, no sinful reaction can touch you. This is the best solution to all sinful activity. Then Subudhi Rai left Varanasi and went through Prayag, Ayodhya, and Naimisharanya towards Vrindavan. He stayed for some time at Naimisharanya. During that time, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to Prayag after visiting Vrindavan. After reaching Mathura, Subudhi Rai received information of the Lord's itinerary. He became very unhappy because he was not able to contact the Lord. So maybe he was thinking he would meet Mahaprabhu in Mathura, but that was not the case. Okay, so we'll continue. Shushka Kashtani Rai Veche Maturate Pancha Choi Paisa Ho Eka Ek Bojate. Subudhi Rai would collect dry wood in the forest and take it to the city of Mathura to sell. For each load he would receive 5 or 6 pice. Pice is like a penny. Apane rohek paisar chana chabaya aro paisa baniastane raken duniya. Earning his livelihood by selling dry wood, Subudhi Rai would live on only 1 paisa's worth of fried chickpeas, and he would deposit whatever other pice he had with some merchant. So this is like some kind of banking system. And Srila Swami Maharaj says in the purport, in those days there was no banking system
like the one now found in Western countries. If one had excess money, he would deposit it with some merchant, usually a grocer. And Srila Swami Maharaj also says, when one is in the renounced order, saving money is not recommended. However, if one saves money for the service of the Lord or a Vaishnava, that is accepted. These are the dealings of Subudhi Rai, who is one of the confidential devotees of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Srila Rupa Goswami also followed this principle by spending 50% of his money in order to serve Krishna through Brahmins and Vaishnavas. He gave 25% of his money to relatives, and 25% he deposited in the custody of a merchant. That was like for emergency. So this is a nice formula. 50% he gave away to the devotees, 25% to relatives, and 25% he saved for emergency. This is very practical. Really, you find everything in Chaitanya Charitamrita. These are the approved methods recommended in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Whether in the renounced order or in the Grihastha order, a Vaishnava should follow these principles set forth by the previous acharyas. But Srila Sridhar Maharaj's standard was so strict. No one could own a bank account, the brahmacharis and the mat. No one was allowed to keep anything for themselves. If someone came to join the mat, they would give everything. And that was it. And then if they needed anything, they would go to Srila Sridhar Maharaj. Even if they needed toothpaste, we've heard, new cloth, toothpaste, whatever they needed, they would go to him personally. It's very beautiful to live in that type of, community. Aha. Duki Vaishnav Dekita. Now we're going to hear what he would spend his savings on. This is the good part. Duki Vaishnav Dekita re kadan bojan Godiaile Dari Bata Toilo Mardan. Subudhi Rai used to spend his savings to supply yogurt to Bengali Vaishnavas who came to Mathura. He also gave them cooked rice and oil massages. When he saw a poverty-stricken Vaishnava, he would use his money to feed him. And so Srila Swami Maharaj explains in the purport that the Bengali Vaishnavas, they're not accustomed to taking wheat. They're actually gluten intolerant. He doesn't say that, but they're not accustomed to taking wheat.
Grains.
Wheat. They take rice. Bengalis, they love their rice.
Yeah.
I mean, now in the mat, they make roti, but that's like a new type of thing. But traditionally in Bengal, they don't use roti. They use that in other parts of India. So Vrindavan is UP, and there they take more rotis. So the Bengali Vaishnavas would come, and there's no rice, so they're taking roti, and then their stomachs get upset. And so the yogurt is to soothe their stomach. I'm not making this up. The Swami Maharaj says this in the purport. So here's scriptural evidence for gluten intolerance.
Still going on.
Still going on. And and the mustard oil, right? That's also a Bengali thing. Srila Swami Maharaj mentions that. Bengalis are also accustomed to taking massage with mustard oil. I didn't know it was exclusively Bengali. So it's so sweet. He wants them to feel at home, So he would arrange rice for them and mustard oil massage and yogurt so they can recover from the wheat. My goodness, this is just too sweet. and it's beautiful, showing how this is the way to take care of the devotees, right? Giving them personal attention, what is suitable for them. Rupa Gosai aile tare bahu priti koila apan sange loya dwadash bande kaila. When Rupa Goswami arrived at Mathura, Subhuti Rai, out of love and affection for him, wanted to serve him in so many ways. He personally took Rupa Goswami to see all the 12 forests of Vrindavan. So, Rupa Goswami, he's been sent by Mahaprabhu to Vrindavan, and Subhuti Rai is receiving him, and showing him around, and taking care of him. Masamatra Rupa Gosai Rohila Vrindavane Shigra Choli Aila Sanatana Nu Sandane. Rupa Goswami remained in Mathura and Vrindavan for 1 month in the association of Subhuti Rai. After that, he left Vrindavan to search for his elder brother, Sanatana Goswami. Ganga Tirapate Prabhu. Oh, no, this is before Rupa Goswami received Mahaprabhu's instruction. Or is it? I'm not sure. Yeah, it must be before. When Rupa Goswami heard that Mahaprabhu had gone to Prayag on the road along the banks of the Ganges, Rupa and his brother Anupam went that way to meet the Lord. Ita Sanatan Gosai Prayage Asya Mathuraila Sadan Rajapataniya. After reaching Prayag, Sanatana Goswami, following the order of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, went to Vrindavan along the public road. Oh, I'm a little confused. It seems like this is after him. I'm not sure the exact sequence of things. Yeah, I think this must be after Mahaprabhu instructed Rupa Goswami, and because he's wondering what happened to Sanatan, right? I mean, it's been a long time, because first of all Sanatana Goswami was put in jail, so I don't know how long he was there, and then finally he was free, and then he had to travel for some time, and he met with Mahaprabhu. Then he was 2 months with Mahaprabhu. So Rupa Goswami for a few months and Rupa Goswami had sent a letter to his brother, when he first went into jail, advising him, try to escape and come meet me in Vrindavan. So months have gone by and he hasn't had any news, so Rupa Goswami is naturally concerned, right? So he leaves Vrindavan, and meanwhile he leaves Vrindavan to go look for Sanatan. But meanwhile, Sanatan is just reaching Vrindavan. That's what I can understand. Yeah. So they just miss each other. Then when Sanatana Goswami met Subhuti Rai, and because Sanatana Goswami, no, here he's going on the public road. Before, when he went from Bengal to Varanasi, he couldn't go on the public road because he was a fugitive. However, after meeting Mahaprabhu in Benares, Mahaprabhu ordered him to go on the public road. So Mahaprabhu told him, don't worry anymore. But I was thinking maybe that's why he missed Rupa Goswami, because he was on a hidden road, but he wasn't. But anyway, maybe it's different ends of Vrindavan. They missed each other, that's the point. Then Sanatana Goswami reaches Vrindavan. Mathurate Subhuti Rai tahare milila rupa anupam kata sakali kohila. When Sanatana Goswami met Subhuti Rai at Mathura, Subhuti Rai explained everything about his younger brothers, Rupa Goswami and Anupam. So he meets Subhuti Rai and he realizes he just missed his brothers. Gangapate Duibai Rajapate Sanatan Ataiva tahasane nahoilo milan. Since Sanatana Goswami went along the public road to Vrindavan, and Rupa and Anupam went on the road along the Ganges banks. Okay, so here we are. It was not possible for them to meet, so they went on two different roads. They went on the Ganges, the path along the Ganges, and Sanatana went on the public road.
How does the Ganges actually goes towards west side of India?
I don't know. I'm terrible with geography and direction and these things. Subudhi Rai Bahu Sneha Kore Sanatane Vyavahar Sneha Sanatana Himane. Subudhi Rai and Sanatana Goswami had known each other before accepting the renounced order. But one thing I do know is that the Ganges definitely changes course. So the way it is that you might see now on a map could be different from then. In Navadvip, the Ganges has moved a lot, actually. From it used to be like, as far as I understand, practically on the doorstep of our mat. And now it's moved quite far, and it's getting closer to Mayapur. It's moving in to Mayapur, which is something of concern, actually. So it does move. That much I know. And I think it's the nature of rivers. There's one river, Gurudev. The river Gurudev mentions that he swam over, when he left, what's it called? Where he was studying as a doctor's apprentice. What's the name of that place? Anyone remember? It's on the tip of my tongue. Lavanya, do you remember, right? I can't remember, right? This is pathetic. Yeah, we've been there. We don't remember. What's it called? Anyhow, the place where Gurudev was when the group of brahmacharis ended up bringing him to the mat, and Gurudev swam across this river in the middle of the night, and he mentioned that. And Gurudev, when he told this story, he says it was a very wide river, and I had prepared this in this biography that I'm supposedly working on, and Ch.Ch. looked at it and he said, "I've seen that river. It's not wide at all." And I was like, "Well, Gurudev said that, So then I asked Madhusudan Maharaj, like, "Do you know this river?" And it just so happens that Madhusudan Maharaj had happened to be driving Gurudev one day as they went past this river, and Gurudev pointed it out and said, "That's the river that I swam across, and it used to be much wider." So that was really cool, like, to figure that one out. So, they do change. Subudhi Rai and Sanatana Goswami had known each other before accepting the renounced order. Therefore, Subudhi Rai showed much affection to Sanatana Goswami, but Sanatana Goswami hesitated to accept his sentiments and affections. And I expect because Subudhi Rai, he's much older, and so Sanatana's thinking he's a senior Vaishnava, and like that. Mahavirakta Sanatan Brahmin Vane. Okay, well, there's another reason here. Prativiksha Pratikunja Raheratri Dine. Being very advanced in the renounced order. Well, what it says is Mahavirakta, means he was extremely renounced, extremely detached. So that was the main reason. He didn't like to receive all these special comforts. Yes, because he's Mahavirakta, means detached, renounced, and Maha, you all know. So he didn't like to receive all these things. Being very advanced in the renounced order, Sanatana Goswami used to wander from forest to forest, never taking shelter of any habitation built of stone. He used to live under trees or beneath bushes both day and night. Wow, it's amazing to think of this. Matara Mahatmya Shastra Sangraha Koriya Lupta Tirtha Prakat Koila Vanete Brahmiya. Srila Sanatana Goswami collected some books about archaeological excavations in Mathura, and wandering in the forest, he sought to renovate all those holy places. So this was the service that Mahaprabhu gave to him. These were the main services, to compile these books which are establishing Mahaprabhu's teachings, to reveal these lost holy places which had become, covered over time. And deities that had been lost, holy places that were just, covered over. It's Rupa and Sanatan. They've revealed all of these things and made Vrindavan what it is today as a pilgrimage site. So he's, searching. It's saying he collected, I don't know exactly what the Bengali says, but it says he collected some books about archaeological excavations. He's doing research. It's not just of course, his speculation is perfect, but it's an example, he's doing research. Just like Bhaktivinoda Thakur did. When he was trying to identify the birthplace of Mahaprabhu, he took advantage of his position in the government. He had access to all these historical records, maps, and he used that to help him determine the correct place. And so Sanatan in the same way. He mata Sanatan Vrindavanete rahila Rupa Gosai duibai kashite aila. Sanatana Goswami remained in Vrindavan, and Rupa Goswami and Anupam returned to Varanasi. So, Rupa Goswami has gone to look for Sanatana Goswami in Varanasi, and Sanatana Goswami is in Vrindavan. Maharashtriya Dvija Shekhar Mishra Tapan Tinjan Sahadup Korila Milam. When Rupa Goswami arrived at Varanasi, he met the Maharashtrian Brahmin Chandrasekhar and Tapan Mishra. So these are the again the Maharashtrian Brahmin. Ramananda was asking about the mysterious Maharashtrian Brahmin. And so these are the main Vaishnavas that Mahaprabhu was associating with in Varanasi. This Brahmin, Chandrasekhar, and Tapan Mishra. Shekhare gore vasa, Mishra gore biksha, Mishra mukhe shune sanatane prabhu shiksha. While Rupa Goswami was staying at Varanasi, he resided at the house of Chandrasekhar and took prasadam at the house of Tapan Mishra. In this way, he heard of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's instructions to Sanatana Goswami in Varanasi. So now they're hearing, oh, your brother, he was just here, he was with us for 2 months, and then Mahaprabhu told him to go to Vrindavan.
Quite long from Varanasi to Vrindavan.
Maybe, yeah, you know better.
It's not close.
Not close, huh? Yeah, so that must have taken a few weeks, right? Of travel.
Walking.
Yeah. While staying at Varanasi, Rupa Goswami heard of all of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's activities. When he heard of his deliverance of the Mayavadi sannyasis, he became very happy. Mahaprabhu paloke pranati dekhiya, sukhi hoila lok muke kirtan shuniya. When Rupa Goswami saw that all the people of Varanasi respected Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he became very happy. He even heard stories from the general populace. I mean, this is just incredible, like what type of influence Mahaprabhu had. Mahaprabhu passes through and everything completely changes, and people who he meets in the street are telling him stories about Mahaprabhu. I mean, incredible. After staying in Varanasi for about 10 days, Rupa Goswami returned to Bengal. In this way, I have described the activities of Rupa and Sanatan. I think that must be because he wants to go meet Mahaprabhu in Puri.
So far walking.
Yeah. Okay. Eta Mahaprabhu jadi nilajni cholila, nirjanvan bhate jaite mahasuka paila. As Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was returning to Puri, he passed through the solitary forest, and he received great pleasure in doing so. Suke choliaise Prabhu balabhadra sange, purvavat mergadi sange koilana narange. Mahaprabhu happily returned to Jagannath Puri in the company of his servant, Balabhadra Bhattacharya. As previously, the Lord performed many pleasing pastimes with the forest animals. Attaranalate asi Bhattacharya brahmane, pataya bolaila nija bhaktagane. When Mahaprabhu arrived at a place known as a Taranala, near Jagannath Puri, he sent Balabhadra Bhattacharya to call for his devotees. So I think this is as he's approaching Puri, he's sending his servant to go ahead and let everyone know he's arriving. He knows everyone's dying, in separation. I mean, this has been, probably like 2 years or something like that. No, he went to South India for 2 years. But anyway, it's a long time, maybe 1 year at least, because as you're pointing out, it's a lot of travel. It's a lot of walking. Shunya bhaktir ganjena punarapi jila, dehe prana haila jena indriya utila. Hearing news of the Lord's arrival from Balabhadra Bhattacharya, hordes of devotees became so happy that they seemed to be getting their lives back. It was as though their consciousness had returned to their bodies. Their senses also became agitated. Anande vival bhakta gandaya haila, nadendreya siya sobe prabhude milila. Being overwhelmed with great pleasure, all the devotees hastily went to see the Lord. They met him on the banks of the celebrated lake called Narendra Sarovar. Puri Bharatir Prabhu Vandilan Charan, Dohe Mahaprabhu de Koila Premaya Lingam. When Paramananda Puri and Brahmananda Bharati met Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Lord offered them his respectful obeisances due to their being godbrothers of his spiritual master. And you see, Mahaprabhu, he always follows the Vaishnava etiquette very carefully. So even though he's the Supreme Lord, he's treating these sannyasis, they are the godbrothers of my Guru, so he's treating them like Guru. So he offers his obeisances to them. They both then embraced Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in love and affection. Damodar Sadhu Pandit Gadadhar Jagadananda Kashishwar Govinda Vakrishwar. These are all names. And Kashi Mishra, Pradyumna Mishra, Pandit Damodar, Haridas Thakur, and Pandit Shankar. They're all coming to meet the Lord. Anusa Bhakta Prabhu Charane Porila Sobalingiya Prabhu Prema Vishta Hoila. All the other devotees also came and fell down at the Lord's lotus feet. In return, Mahaprabhu embraced them all with great ecstatic love. Ananda Samudre Base Sabhakta Gane Sabaloya Chole Prabhu Jagannath Darashane. Thus they all merged in the ocean of transcendental bliss. Then the Lord and all his devotees proceeded toward the temple of Jagannath to see the deity. Jagannath Deki Prabhu Prema Vishta Hoila Bhakta Sange Bahuka Nitya Gita Koila. As soon as Mahaprabhu saw Jagannath in the temple, he was immediately overwhelmed with love and affection. He chanted and danced with his devotees for a long time. Jagannath Sevakani Mala Prasadila Tulasi Podichasi Charan Vandila. The priests immediately brought them flower garlands and prasadam. The temple's watchman, who was named Tulasi, also came and offered his obeisances to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so they can recognize, this is not an ordinary person, and they're bringing this special prasadam for him. Mahaprabhu Aila Grame, and that requires some sukriti, because we hear when Mahaprabhu first arrived to Puri after taking sannyas, the priests who were on duty at that time, they thought he was a madman. And they were ready to throw him out of the temple, beat him. And Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he had the service to rescue Mahaprabhu at that time. But these priests, they can recognize. It's not maybe mad, but this is a divine madness. So he came, and the temple watchman came and offered his obeisances. Mahaprabhu Aila Grame Kolo Hola Hoilo Sarvabhauma Ramananda Vaninat Milila. When the news spread that Mahaprabhu had arrived at Jagannath Puri, devotees like Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, Ramananda Rai, and Vaninath Rai all came to meet him. Sabhasange Loya Prabhu Mishra Vasaila Sarvabhauma Pandit Gosai Nimanchan Koila. The Lord and all his devotees then went to the residence of Kashi Mishra. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and Pandit Gosai also invited the Lord to dine at their homes. Prabhu Kohe Mahaprasad Nanaye Stane Sabhasange Ihaji Korimo Bhujane. Accepting their invitation, the Lord asked them to bring all the prasadam there so that he could eat it with his devotees. Tobe duhe Jagannath prasada nilo sabhasange Mahaprabhu bhojan korilo. Upon receiving Mahaprabhu's order, Sarvabhauma and Pandit Gosai brought sufficient prasadam from the temple of Jagannath. The Lord then dined with everyone at his own place. Heto kohilo Prabhu deki Vrindavan puna korilen jaiche niladri gaman. Thus I have described how Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu returned to Jagannath Puri from Vrindavan. Ihaje shraddha kori koroye shravan achirat paise Chaitanya charam. Whoever hears Mahaprabhu's pastimes with faith and love very soon attains shelter at the Lord's lotus feet. Madhya lilar koriloe digdarashan choy vatsa koila jaiche gamana gamam. I have thus given a summary description of the Madhya Lila, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's travels to and from Jagannath Puri. Indeed, the Lord traveled to and fro continuously for 6 years. Sheshashtadashvatsar nilachole vas bhaktagana sange kore kirtan vilas. After taking sannyas at the age of 24, Mahaprabhu lived another 24 years. For 6 of these years, he traveled extensively throughout India, sometimes going to Jagannath Puri and sometimes leaving. After traveling for 6 years, the Lord fixed his residence at Jagannath Puri and stayed there for the 18 remaining years of his life. Jai. During those 18 years, he mainly chanted Hare Krishna with his devotees. He mainly did kirtan with his devotees. So this is a good place to stop. So this is the end of the Madhya Lila, which is mostly covering these middle 6 years when Mahaprabhu was traveling in and out of Puri. And then the next chapter begins the Antya Lila, which is dealing with the last 18 years of Mahaprabhu's life. And now, the end of the last verses of this chapter, Kaviraj Goswami is giving a summary of the whole of he's going like a summary of each chapter, like a 1-verse summary of each chapter of the Madhya Lila.
When is he going to do that? After this?
Yeah, then tomorrow we'll start that. It's the very end of the Madhya Lila where he does that. And we can go through that tomorrow, which is very nice, and we can remember everything again. And then after that, and actually these verses, they're actually my favorite verses, and they're so beautiful. That after the summary, then there's another very beautiful, very poetic description. So we'll see if we get through that tomorrow. And then begins the Anjali. So we can happily spend our whole lives going through Chaitanya Charitamrita again and again and again. Okay. Whose turn is it to sing? You think it's your turn. I think so, yeah. No? Because Ch.Ch Didi saying Emana Dormati. Jai Ch.Ch Krishna Das Kaviraj.
Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha. Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha. Gopal Govindaram Shri Madhusudana. Giridhari Gopinata Madana Mohana. Shri Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra. Adhada Shiva Sadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunatha. Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunatha. Ch.Ch Gosai Kori Charana Vandana. Jaha hoite Vignana Shabishta Purana. Ch.Ch Gosai Jai Muita Dadasa. Tansabada Pada Renu Moda Panchagrasa. Tajeda Charana Sevi Bhakta Sanivasa. Janame janame mohe abhilasha. Jai Gosai Jabe Braje Koilobasa. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Nitya Lila Kodila Prakasha. Anande Bolo Hari Bhaja Vrindavana. Shri Guru Vaishnava Pade Majai Amana. Shri Guru Vaishnava Pad Padma Kodi Asha. Hari Nam Sankirtana Kohe Narottama Dasa. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Jai Gaura Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Jai.
Jai Sri Guru Varga ki Jai, Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki Jai, Sri Krishna Kailas ki Jai, Sri Vishakha ki Jai, Jai Gopramana.
This. Cool.